Tim Rickson from British Boxing News, delighted to be joined by super lightweight prospect George Hennon, who's just had a third round stoppage at York Hall on the weekend. George, unbelievable performance. Can you just talk us through it from the first round to the finish?
Yeah, thank you, Tim. So we had a little look at him, obviously being a late change of opponent. We didn't know too much about him, but the things I did see, I was quite confident that if I applied like pressure early on, that he wouldn't want to stay with it for the sixth round. So sort of obviously in the first round you have to have a look, but I did sort of set quite a high pace, and then in the second upped it a little bit more, as George was saying, apply a little bit more pressure. And in the third, just before the third round, he did say to me, he said, right, he said if you really step the pace up here, he said you're going to get him out of here. So that's what we've done, and that's what happened.
Yeah, because obviously watching as a spectator, it really looked like you had a really clear game plan. So it's pretty much, and you boxed to the letter by the sounds of it. You boxed to instructions.
Yeah.
So that was the game plan, to literally just take it up a gear every single round.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it literally was. He was saying sort of, because he had quite long arms, and then the stuff that we did watch of him, he sort of tucked up quite nicely. So we didn't want to go hunting to the body too early. So we sort of trying to touch you upstairs and then try and come down. But yeah, it sort of all went to plan, and yeah, he didn't fancy it in the end.
Yeah, and it was an unbelievable finish. I think it was like a 5 or 6 punch combo to finish it off with. But I think the catalyst for the knockout or the knockdown was that backhand right uppercut.
That's the one.
That was the one that landed. When that landed, did you know that was the one?
At the time, I didn't. To be fair, Tim, obviously it caught him clean, and he definitely knew about it. But when he was down, he wasn't out. Like he could have carried on, but I just think it was the pressure. And I don't think he fancied another three rounds of it.
He definitely didn't want any more of that pace and that pressure or punishment. I think, the first, because you said about the more the opponents come with ambition, the more this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And your last two opponents have had ambition, but they've also presented difficulties as well, haven't they? Because he didn't clinch until like the third round, I don't think.
That was one of the little telltale signs that he wasn't really fancying it, because he didn't want to work. He started off not minding to work inside and stuff, and then he was looking to hold quite a lot. So I sort of knew that he didn't want to work with it, and looking to hold, and just another sign that he weren't fancying it.
Yeah, I think because in that third round when he started clinching, that's sort of a sign that he can't really take a lot more of that.
That's right. Yeah.
That pressure and punishment. Obviously, we talked about the main event being Denis Denikajev, who's got the Southern Area Super Lightweight title that you're looking to fight for soon. You've already mentioned that you didn't really get to catch a lot of it, but what did you see and what did you make of that fight?
Like you say, I didn't really see anything, but I do know Dennis is tough, strong, busy, and durable. So what I see, he boxed well, did look good, but if he obviously we're on our path, and we want to fight for the Southern Area title. So unless if he wants to defend it again, and it is him, and we get that shot, then it'll be a great fight. But yeah, we see what happens. But hopefully we can get that shot sooner rather than later.
And if that doesn't come next, what would you hope for your next fight, and when? Just
to keep busy, and someone with ambition like myself, really, like a nice test.
And the support on the night was really loud. I mean, you were sandwiched between the two sort of title fights on the bill, which tells you that obviously you've got the biggest support of the night. How did that feel to have that support with you, and how many numbers did you bring in the end?
It was unbelievable. I think I sold about 160 tickets. You could hear probably every 160 of them. It was blinding. You can't really put into words how nice and what feeling it actually is. but luckily, my good friend Harry Bristow from Diamond 9 Productions videoed sort of the whole day, and he captured some brilliant moments from it. So that's a video that's going to last a lifetime, and yeah, it's watching it back is quite emotional, really, because it just goes to show how amazing my support is, and how much people have got behind me. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's good, because sometimes it's obviously, with everything going on, it's hard to remember all of those moments.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Yeah.
Right, so you're glutton for punishment. You can't rest the next day. So what did you do the following day after the fight?
Well, so I knew I was going to go to the Average Doe's Bakery in Leybourne, and after every fight, obviously where you're high on life anyway, I can't sleep, which was the same. I had, I think, on my Whoop, it said that I had an hour and 50 minutes sleep that night, because I just lay in the ceiling watching. As soon as I could see a little bit of light come through, I thought, right, I'm getting up. And yeah, so I run to my mum's in Snodland, and then we walked from there to Average Doe's. So I had to get a little run in, but it weren't nothing. It was only a light jog. But yeah, I have to stay active.
And come on in, tell us the food you've been eating since.
Yeah, so to be fair, I've only actually had one proper meal, which was a 3-course meal on Mother's Day, like a roast at St Leonard's in West Malling, which was lovely. But other than that, it's been bacon bap, jam. I've had
pastries,
hot cross bun with jam. What?
Pastries,
yeah, plenty of cakes, donuts, and stuff